How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Craz-e, and today I am bringing you another Let's Play, or not, it's not a Let's Play, it's a tutorial on how to grind in War Thunder, and excuse me today, I'm drinking tea right now because I'm a little bit sick, but I needed to make this because I'm trying to get back on a schedule. So excuse me because of that. But I'm going to talk to you about how to grind airplanes and what I found to be the best way to grind all my aircraft that I got within half a year, I would say, but you could do it in less because I took like a 3-month break. Now, something that did help was that they added aircraft in between the times that I unlocked other aircraft. So, well, my voice is a lot scratchier now than I thought since I wasn't talking all day. But they added aircraft in between, so that means that I didn't have to research this or this in between to be able to get down to here, because I already unlocked the B-17G before this came out. So when they added this, I didn't need to research it because I was already ahead. And I think these are really the only things that apply. I didn't have to research this, little shortcuts. So let's talk about normal grinding. So you don't want to spend money. You don't want to have to spend golden. You don't want to have to spend golden eagles or premium account, or spend money to get a premium account, premium aircraft, any of that stuff, which I highly advise, and I'll show you tips and tricks kind of how to help that out. But when you select your first country, whether it be aviation or army, no matter which one you select when you first make your account, you get the premium aircraft for that. I don't know which one this one comes with because I have both of these, but it comes with one of these too, because I started off with American aircraft when I selected this, not tanks, or I would have had this. So since we're talking about aviation, I'm gonna keep it to aviation. You should start off with a wow, I'm a lot worse at this than I thought I was gonna be. I am very sorry. You start off with the premium aircraft, and I highly advise you use that premium aircraft as long as possible, because that premium aircraft will give you bonuses. As you see in this little stat card at the very bottom, it says rewards, and it has a percentile, like a 315% reward boost for RP, and a reward boost for lines as well. But this one has it too, just not nearly as much. And these ones also have it. However, this being a premium aircraft, it starts with one that's much higher. But since it's low BR and everything, it's not really that much of a difference once you start getting to these other aircraft that have like really high percentile boosts and stuff. But I highly recommend you use that, just simply because any little bit could help. Also, get used to the aircraft that you're using. So if you do decide to take this out, get used to how it flies. Best way to fly it. I recommend going into the information thing, looking at this, because every airplane has like a War Thunder encyclopedia where they talk about it. I'm sorry, I'm going to be drinking a lot out of here. I feel really bad. I didn't think that my voice was going to be this bad for talking. So you have arcade, realistic, and simulator. You can select each one, and it'll talk more about that, or depending on what aircraft it is, it won't really talk too much more about that. But it gives tactics, pros and cons, talks about the armament, and gives you very specific things. You could also look at the history, and if you're playing on PC, you could look at the skins and camouflages for custom skins and camouflages, which are completely free. And then also with premium aircraft, after you get this, then even if you don't have a premium account, you can get these last 2 slots. That's just a little side thing that I wanted to say. So, get familiar with your aircraft. And this is with no matter what airplane it is. So before I go any further, let's talk about game modes. There's 3 different types of game modes: Air Arcade, Air Realistic, and Air Simulator. I'm so sorry. Air Realistic is the one that I recommend the most, just simply because you get a good amount of RP boost, plus it's much more of a realistic scheme of things without having to go all the way to simulator. Or if you play simulator, it's really it's highly recommended that you use a flight stick. Otherwise it's a lot, then somebody that does have a flight stick, say, has a high advantage over you, just simply because they have a much easier to understand means of flying the aircraft rather than your mouse aim that you have by default, or whatever it is for PS4. Air Arcade is what I think a number of people are doing. It gives you access to every single aircraft that you have in your lineup, no matter if you have as many as I do, less than I do, or if you have like 25 more than what I do. You have access to every single aircraft that you have on your little loadout thing, which is nice. They also give you the leader, which is also nice, especially if you're learning. However, with the amount of RP that I get in Air Arcade using all these vehicles on a good round usually matches a mediocre round of Air Realistic, premium account or not. As long as I'm using a premium account on Air Arcade and a premium account on Air Realistic, you get what I mean. You get the same amount. Now, simulator battles, you get even more RP than Air Realistic. However, the thing with simulator battles is it branches off into another, like a further place of realism. And I'm going to talk a lot about simulator battles when I get over to tanks and talk about tanks, because simulator battles isn't the same as, you don't use like a flight stick or steering wheel or anything like that when you play tanks for simulator battles. So I'll talk more about that when I talk about tanks and best way to grind for those. However, for air simulator battles, I would presume that you get an even higher amount of RP than you do in Air Realistic, because that's how it is for tanks. Like, to put you in perspective for tanks, I captured 2 zones the one time in simulator battle, and I got more RP than getting 2 or 3 kills in realistic battles. So, I mean, it's really good, but simulator battles for tanks, and I don't know if airplanes too. No, not airplanes, but see, if you look at the tanks, they only have specific vehicles that are allowed to be played at certain times and stuff like that, because, I don't know. But anyways, back to talking about aircraft. Air Realistic's usually the way to go. How it works is it's basically a realistic version just with the mouse aim. So it's as close as getting to simulator battles without having to get the full flight stick and all that type of fancy contraptions. And you still have third person and everything like that. Plus, also to know, if you never played Air Realistic battles, I don't think my dog ate something good. Sorry about that, guys. My dog just threw up. I don't know why. She needs to stop eating whatever she sees. I honestly don't even remember what we were talking about. Oh, so realistic battles, how it works if you never played it before is with the aircraft that you have selected. So I have the P-51D5 right now selected. If I hit to battle right now, then it'll put me in here and I can only select the P-51D5. All these other ones are completely grayed out. Why they did that, I'm not sure. Maybe to make it easier for, if you say have like an F2 but you wanted to fly the P-47 or something like that, then you just select the aircraft and you can hit to battle. I guess that's the best way that I think of it, but I'm not sure. Nonetheless, that's how that works. So back to aircraft and the best way to grind. So really get familiar with the aircraft, play the aircraft a lot, and also play the aircraft like for the rows that you want. Like, see, if you look here, what I did was I did the fighter row and the bomber row. That's the 2 rows that I focused on here for Americans. And I have 2 different accounts, but I don't have anything on this account for any other countries. I only focused on America. I don't know why I made 2 accounts, okay? Don't bully me. But for Germany, what I did was I did the Focke-Wulf line and the 109 line. And I did some of the bombers line up until the 217. But basically, these are the 2 lines that I focused on, was the 2 fighter lines, being the Focke-Wulf models and the Messerschmitt models. And so on and so forth. Basically, just find something that works, because you need to get a certain amount of prerequisite vehicles before you can go into the next rank. So find 2 things that work, or more if you have to do more. I don't know if any other countries do more. I only did Germany, America, some of Russia, and some of Britain. I don't know about any of the other countries. I have yet to really grind those much. But get familiar with your aircraft, and when you get a new one, don't be afraid. Like, that when you get a new aircraft, that doesn't mean that you have to jump to the aircraft right away. Like, I used this P-39Q for like a really long time. This was like my grinding vehicle for a long time, until I got up to the P-63. I wasn't very familiar with the P-47s at this point. The P-51 was good, but I was still like the best with the P-39Q. So because of that, I stuck with the P-39Q because I was really good with it. I could get a lot of points with it, a lot more than I can with everything else. Plus it was aced and everything. What I should have done as well, since I was grinding it so much, is for any aircraft or tank, if you go to modifications, you can get something called a talisman. What this does is basically makes it like a premium vehicle with RP gain, not with line gain. You won't get any boost in line gain. It'll stay 465,000 lions, but it'll jump up to 380,000 RP. It'll add 100% RP booster, basically, for whenever you play it. Which, being that it would be 380, meaning that it would be better than, say, that. It'll be better than some of these vehicles over here within the same BR. Besides the fact of the Lions not being boosted. However, it seems that Lions have better boosts with these not premium vehicles as they do with the premium vehicles. They still have a decent bit. Like, see, that one's 810. But, well, actually, no, that's really good. But I was looking at these ones. Even that one's, like, really good. But no, like this, 360%. But this one's 465%. So just look at it before you buy it. Now, kind of sort of transitioning into the premium paying type style, there's a number of ways that you could do this. You could do it the way that I did it, which was is the smartest way to do it, which is look for a bundle within your country. Like in here, I did the P-47M, and for Germany, I did the Focke-Wulf 190 D13. They're both bundles. So, but what's the difference between a bundle and, say, spending 3,900 lions on this? So, I'll compare it with something in its class. This is the P-47M. I'll compare it to something in this class. So we got this for 4,900, and then we got the Grizzly, which is a little less ethical because it's not really a fighter. I recommend going for fighters. That's the best way to grind because it's the fastest. 3,850. So let's compare it to this for 4,900, and then we'll even compare it to this eventually. So 4,900. That means that you'd have to spend $25 for this aircraft. All you get is that aircraft. Now you get 100 Golden Eagles extra. However, all you get is basically an aircraft for that price. And if you look at premium costs, it's really unethically expensive. This is 4,000, which is much more within range. You could spend the same price, 25, or you could do you could do something like this where you spend 14, 6, and then 3, and then you have the price with just a little bit left over. However, I can't even look at that bundle. If you look at a bundle, I think that one's $40 for the P-47. I think it comes with 15 days of premium and a whole bunch of Golden Eagles. But see, you look at this, it's $30. You get a good aircraft, you get all the modifications as you do with any premium vehicle that you get. It comes with every modification. And this is a good aircraft. This is D20. It's a P-51. You get a premium account for 15 days and 2,000 Golden Eagles. So 15-day premium account, 2,000 So 15 days is $1,200. 2,000 is $12. And looking at this at the same time, meaning it's just the numbers add up to make the bundles the better buy, because you spend the money, you get a good vehicle, you get premium account, and you get Golden Eagles extra that you could spend on whatever you find necessary, whether it's to boost the research or something, or get more premium, which is also smart because premium's basically a booster for grinding. But nonetheless, that's basically my tips. Don't go back and start buying these until you look into it, you see that it's a good buy for the Golden Eagles, and then go ahead and get it, or if you have everything else. But basically the bundles are the way to go. Go for the high-end bundles and play RB. Because if you play Air Arcade, and you're just starting off, and you just have the P-47M, and then everything else in your lineup's just going to be like P-26s and stuff. So after you die in the P-47M, and it's smart to just stick with that aircraft and play RB. So also use boosters. You get boosters on a daily. I highly recommend you use the boosters when you can. Use them smartly. Like if it's one of those 150% boosters where it's only good for one turn, then it's usually smart to play like 2 or 3 matches without it. That way you get warmed up, and then you play a match when you feel comfortable enough with it. You'll still have the chance of losing and everything, and it would still be like thrown out the window, but your chances would be much higher because you're not coming straight off into the game. However, it could be different for everyone. That's just my tips and tricks. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike the video if you disliked it. Comment below if you have any questions at all. And I'll see you guys inside the next War Thunder video. Thank you guys.